If you watch this video, you are going to learn how to use Autopilot to generate your project, to generate your workflows. You are going to learn how using Autopilot you can convert a text to an workflow and how to convert a text to an expression. This is absolutely useful for you if you would like to be a developer and would like to develop automations in a very quick way. The agenda for this video is: what is Autopilot? Why is it useful? Practical demo we are going to see. First thing first, let's understand what is Autopilot. Autopilot is a feature in UiPath platform. This is capable of using generative AI and natural language processing. These are the two technologies used behind the scene. Now, how it is going to help you? It can automatically create workflows based on user input. You write few sentences and it understands your requirement and builds an RPA workflow. It gives you a structure. It can also help generate expressions. Remember those days where we have to remember lot many syntaxes? Now having AI in the platform, we do not have to literally remember all the technical syntaxes or expressions. You can just write a natural language and the autopilot is going to help you to generate an expression. It will also assist you building automations faster and more efficiently. You do not have to spend long hours to build an automation. Now you can do it in a much faster and in a much efficient way. So why is it helpful? Now it is very evident why it is helpful. These are the two features. One feature is text to workflow. It converts your text, your natural language to a RPA workflow automatically. And the next feature is text to expression. You write a plain language and AI generates the correct expressions for you. It saves time, effort, and you can build your automations in a much faster way. And the good thing is that you do not need to have deep technical skills. You can build your automations with the help of Autopilot with natural language prompts. Now it's time for a practical demo. First of all, go to cloud.uipath.com. After that, click on Studio. Once you are on the Studio, here you would find two different tabs, Workspace and Templates. To find Autopilot, you have to go to Templates, and here you would find a card which says use Autopilot to generate your project. Before you use this particular card or you click on this card, you have to enable a couple of things for this demo. One is the Google Drive API and the other one is Gmail. Many of us may not be comfortable enabling APIs. So here I'm using a test account on which I would be enabling the APIs. So you can watch this and learn from it. Now for this, what I can do, I just have to go to console.cloud.google.com, console.cloud.google.com. And in this one, the very first step is you have to create a project. I have already created a project. Once you have created the project, you have to select the project. It should appear on the top. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go to API and services and I'm going to click on library. Here I'll be using three different things. One is the Google Sheet, the Gmail and the Drive, Google Drive. For that, let me first start with Gmail. I'm going to open this Gmail API. Here you would have a button to enable. You just have to click on enable. After that, you get a check mark, API enabled. Similar thing, I have to do it for Drive, Google Drive API. Here I would find a enable button. I have already clicked on it. After that, it will have a tick mark saying API enabled. Similar thing I have to do for Google Sheet. I'll open this, and then the API is enabled. So Gmail, Google Drive, and Google Sheets. This, all the three should be enabled. After that, I'm going to move to the course from UiPath Academy called Get Started with UiPath Studio Web. And here I am in the build how to use UiPath Autopilot. In this one, this is the section where you would find copy this file to your Google Drive. I'm going to pass this link in the description of the video. All you have to do is just open this link. Now, once I have opened this link, what I will do, I'll click on file. I'll create a make a copy. What I will do, I'll copy this link. I'll open in this browser. It has logged in using my test profile. Okay. And then all I will do, file, make a copy, my drive. And in the my drive, I would keep this copy called customer code with email, and I'm going to click on make a copy. Now, the moment I do this, if I go back to my drive and go to my drive, you see the file is present here. Okay, this is the file. Perfect. So the drive walk is completed. The next thing is the inbox. When we have to drop out an email, here the email should appear in the Gmail. So let me tell you what is the use case is all about. So the use case is pretty simple. Here, this is a product code, PRD-1234AB. This is the correct format. It should start with PRD hyphen, and then there should be any 4 numeric or number should be there, and then it should end with capital characters like A, B, C, D. It could be anything. So if you see clearly, this is a valid product code. This is a invalid product code. What is it? PRD hyphen is missing. P is not written in capital, right? Here PRD hyphen is there, but I do not see 4 numbers. I see characters EF in capital. That's fine. Here PRD hyphen 8765G, which is a correct valid code. Similar way, the automation is supposed to validate whether the code is valid or not. If it is valid, it is going to drop out an email to this person saying, hey, your code is valid. If it is wrong, it will drop out another email to customer saying, hey, your code is invalid, and you have to correct it and reply to this email back. So this is the automation. Now to build this automation without Autopilot could take a little more time. But with Autopilot, this becomes absolutely easy. All we have to do is go back to UiPath Studio and click on Get Started. And in this option, I have to select RPA workflow. Once I've selected RPA workflow, here I would write the prompt. You can type it in natural language. To make it easier, I will go back to the Academy, and there they have written Google Workspace prompt. All I have to do is simply copy this and paste it in this one. Let me read it for you. What it says, read a Google workbook. So Google is called Google Sheet, okay, not workbook. Google Sheet file, which contains customer name, code submitted, and email address. If you see this, right, if you see this, it contains, give me a second, let me open it again. Okay, I see there are two files. Let me delete one. Okay, let me open this file. So what are the columns we have? Customer name, code submitted, email address. These are the 3 columns we have. Customer name, code submitted, and email address. Now, what the prompt says? The prompt says read this Google Sheet which has got these 3 columns: customer name, code submitted, and email address. For each row in the workbook, this is actually should be called sheet. Okay, Google Sheet. In the sheet, validate the code submitted using. Let me show it in this place so it is easy to read. Okay, so what it is saying, validate the value code submitted Using the rule, the code must start with PRD, the exact thing which I have explained you just few minutes back, right? Should start with PRD, followed by 4 digits and end with two uppercase letters, PRD hyphen 1234 AB. This is how it should be. If it is in this way, it is valid, right? If anything else is invalid. If it is valid, then you have to drop out an email called hello customer name, your product registration code submitted has been successfully verified. Thank you. And here you have to say hello customer name, the code you provided is invalid. Please double check the format and try again. And this is the correct format. You are just dropping out an email. Now I have given the prompt I copied from Academy. I'll also try to keep this prompt in the description of the YouTube video so that it becomes easy for you to copy it from. And I'm going to hit on generate. That's it. Okay. Now let's wait for a few seconds to see the magic. Okay. All right. So it has created the process. All I have to do hit on continue. If you find it has not created, again you have to change your prompt and hit on generate once again. That you can do. So here if you see, it is now loading the prompt. Here let us write product value. I will rename the solution called product code validation. Okay, so this is my solution name. Let's minimize this so that we get ample of space to design. Okay, now what we have to do here, let me show you. So in this one, first is the manual trigger. You don't have to touch anything in this particular space. From here it starts. The very first activity is read the data from the specified Google Sheet into data table. So it has to first read. So from where it should read, it should connect to the Google Sheet, right? To connect to the Google Sheet, you can click on connect to Google Sheet. Okay, so it will prompt you connect to Google Sheet. All you do, click on connect. You have to select your account. I'm using a test account. Click on continue and then click on continue. So that's why I have enabled all the APIs. Otherwise it will fail here. Now the connection is successful. Once the connection is successful, you would see a drive button here. Okay, if not, you can click on this. It will give you option to select the drive option. So here I'm going to, for example, if it is selected like URL ID, see this will appear like this. You do not see a button. Click on it again, click on file picker. Then you will see this button. I'm going to click on it. I'll go to my drive, the location where I have kept my file. I'm going to select that file and hit on save. You have to double click. So the file is selected. Now it is asking, okay, the file could have multiple sheets. Which one I should read? I should read the sheet one, because if you look at the file in the sheet one only, this data was there. All right, so I've selected it. Now wait for it. Okay, completed. After it has read the data, it is going to store the data into a variable called sheet data. Now what is happening? All your variables are created. Almost all your work is done. You just have to slightly tweak it. That's all. So that makes your development quite faster. Now here, iterate through each row of the data, read from Google Sheet. So I'm using sheet data and there's a for each loop. It is a loop. And each row data will be fed into this variable called current row. Single row data will be hold upon this variable. This variable is going to hold them. Inside this, there is another activity. This is a string match. This is a regex activity. So see, I don't have to know anything. I just have to use autopilot. It will do its job. And it has written here current row code submitted dot toString, and it is going to validate this pattern. Now here there is a small wrong in the pattern. It has a kind of a double slash. It has to be single slash. Okay, I have made that update. That's fine. And then what is happening? If the product code, it is going to look for the code submitted column, find the value and check the pattern. First it start with PRD. String starts with a caret symbol. PRD is your word, the exact pattern, hyphen, and then it should have 4 digits. Then it should have A to Z, two uppercase characters. If this is valid, it is going to pass this output to a variable called the code is valid. It will become true or false. Now here there is something called ignore case. No, we cannot ignore the case, so hence remove this. Okay, this small tweaks you have to do, that's all. Okay, so code valid, and there's a if activity here. If the code is valid, then you send out an email. So here I have to again connect to Gmail. All I have to do, hit on connect to Gmail. Okay, and I'm going to hit on connect. I'm going to select my test account and I'm going to click on continue. You have a Gmail already has some access. Continue. Okay, your connection. Okay, now the connection is set. If the connection is set, it will become green. Okay, you see test Rakesh@gmail.com has come. It will appear like this. Otherwise, there will be an error. After that, it is going to send out an email to this email address which is there in the current row in the Excel file. Subject would be registration successful, and we had a text. That text the autopilot has not written. If you find something is missing, so what is the text? If it is valid, it has to send this email. I'm going to copy the text in between the quotes. I'll come here in the body. I'll open the expression editor. I'm going to paste this. You can do one thing. You have another thing here called body text builder. Okay, use this text builder and paste this. Now this customer name has to be replaced with the expression. So insert expression, and I'm going to say current row control space. Okay, so like, so you can find it. Okay, in case you are not getting control space, if you do, it will give you that current row. Within the parenthesis, I will write the column name. What are the column name? Customer name was the column, and then all I have to do dot to string. Save. Okay, dot to string. Okay, it's incorrect. Dot to string. Your product code registration, again the same thing I have to do it here. In case you forget, okay, what is that exact sheet name? Let me go back. Look at the sheet. So customer name, and the other one is code submitted. I'll go back, and here I'm going to change the expression. Again the same way, I'll hit on insert expression. I'll write current control space. I'll select the current row. Within the parenthesis, within the double quote, I will write that column name dot to string. That's all, and hit on save. So what is happening here? I formatted that entire text to fetch the, so it will replace the name, the code, and it will write an email successfully verified. You will see the email. Okay, if it is incorrect, then what I have to do? Now here there is an option save as draft. It will create draft. So if you make it false, it will send, it will truly send an email, because these are false email addresses. But anyways, that's fine. We'll make it false and see if the emails are going or not. The next is, if the code is invalid, then what to do? The same expression, but you have to write it in a slightly different way. So I'm going to copy this text, and in the body text builder, I'll put it, and in the customer name, right, in the customer name, let's highlight this insert expression, control space, current row, and within the parenthesis I have to say customer name dot to string, and I'm going to hit on save. In a similar way, the code submitted, I will select this insert expression, current row, and in the parenthesis code submitted dot to string, and hit on save. And please double check the format and try again. Valid format is this. So this is how I have written everything. Okay, the code is written. Now it is the time to test it. Now let me show you my inbox. So here my inbox is absolutely blank. There's nothing. Okay, in the sent items also it is absolutely blank. There is nothing. All I have to do, I have to simply debug this and see whether it is sending the email by reading the uh, Excel file. So let's see. It has started processing. successful. Now it is trying to read the data successful. Now it is iterating through. Okay, it is checking the code is valid or not, and it is sending emails. You see, some of the things are invalid, some of the things are. So now it has completed its job. Now if I go back to my mail, in the sent items, okay, if I refresh, you see it has sent out emails. Registration successful, because these addresses are false addresses. But here if you see how, hello Alice Johnson, your product registration code so and so has been successfully verified, thank you. Getting it? If I see a invalid, this one, action needed, invalid code. Hello Carlos, the code data is invalid, please double check the format and try again. So you can see how with Autopilot we have built out an automation very quickly, made some small transformation, and then we have run it. The automation is now complete. Try this out and let me know in the comment section how many of you were able to complete this particular exercise. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video.